Most teachers are devoted to helping kids being good role models, but there are among them some bad apples.
On Special Assignment, News 13's Lizzie Mitri digs deep to give you a look at how the state handles investigations into teachers and even principals accused of crossing the line. And she shows you what happens to them.
That's Evelyn Stuber. The substitute teacher faced Hobbs police in 2016.
I'm so sorry for crying.
Don't be crying. Don't be sorry for crying.
A 17-year-old high schooler told police Stuber kissed him on the neck and rubbed his inner thigh in class when the lights were off during a movie. Stuber said they just exchanged a clumsy hug.
Whenever I had leaned forward, the chair kind of moved, and so I stuck my hand on like this to catch my balance. And so my cheek may have brushed his. I don't know. I was just trying not to fall. But I did lay my chin on his shoulder.
Stuber said she knew the student's family and thought of him like a brother, saying they had texted "love you" to each other. She also described stretching out her legs on his in class.
Like, he was right there, and then like I had stretched my leg out like that.
But on top of him.
Yeah, it was across his knees.
A plea deal last year knocked her charge of criminal sexual contact of a minor down to contributing to the delinquency of a minor. On top of a criminal investigation, the New Mexico Public Education Department, or PED, launched its own investigation because licensed educators have to follow the state's ethical code of conduct.
Acting with integrity, acting with the best interests of your students and the community that you serve in mind.
Otherwise, discipline can range from a letter of reprimand to the suspension or revocation of a license. Stuber chose to voluntarily surrender hers.
PED says it has 2 investigators handling nearly 200 licensure complaints a year, and we wanted to shed some light on that. What kinds of cases does PED handle, and how can parents find out about them?
News 13 requested public records for all of PED's investigations into ethical misconduct complaints against licensed educators in 2016 and 2017. The state agency handed over 114 cases, but many of those files were incomplete. In more than 24 of them, PED couldn't or wouldn't tell us if the investigations were closed, why they were closed, or where the public records are to document that.
Should the public be concerned that there are records on some of these important investigations that are missing?
As I said, the department does everything it can to ensure that the investigations and licensure prosecutions processed is as thoroughly documented as possible, and that all of those records are retained appropriately.
It took 2 records requests to find out how the investigation into Javier Ramos ended. PED investigated the former Rio Rancho High School assistant principal last year when the district suspected he tried to cover up for his daughter after she crashed into a parked car on campus. A report from the district said surveillance video showed instead of reporting the crash, Ramos left his office and moved his daughter's truck away from the BMW she hit. Ramos claimed he didn't know the other car was damaged. Police cited him for letting his daughter drive unsupervised with just her learner's permit, and the district sent PED an ethical misconduct report on the case. Yet PED's investigation ended with no action, saying it found no evidence of ethical or professional misconduct. If you're wondering why, you won't get that from PED.
We're very limited in terms of what we can say without going through a fairly rigorous process with our general counsel's office about any specific case.
We found PED only revoked 2 licenses in 2 years based on the records they provided.
It does have to happen on occasion.
After investigating allegations that one teacher copied the other's work to get a more advanced teaching license, now neither of them are licensed. On special assignment, Lizzie Mitri, KRQE News 13.
So how do those cases make it to the PED? The districts, co-workers, even parents can report misconduct to the state. Tomorrow on Special Assignment, we focus on alarming misconduct cases where the PED allowed teachers to keep those licenses.